Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Snowdall here, and welcome to the start of the F1 2022 season. My God, are we kicking things off with a bang? There has been some amazing differences in the designs between all of the teams, and just at the perfect timing to get us hyped, Drive to Survive Season 4 is out with just 1 week left before the first race in Bahrain. I'm going to do a review of all of the episodes here, talking about what I think is good and not so good in the episodes, as well as if I'd actually recommend them. Now, I'm an F1 fan, but I understand that Drive to Survive is very much dramatised. So I'll not try to point that out too much in terms of, small bits of audio or anything like that just to try and make their story better. We all know that happens. We'll try not to point it out unless it's something very, very large. If you want to keep up to date with this kind of review series, please drop a like and subscribe. I will also be doing reviews of the races throughout the entire season. So if you want to see that content, please drop a like, subscribe, and let me know below. Now, with all of that said, let's jump straight into the first episode. Now, I have to say, I genuinely loved this episode. It caught my attention with some amazing laughs, and it just gave you that feel good sensation. Seeing everyone on the screen again, you can't help yourself but to like smile and just feel a bit of joy to see everyone there having the crack again and being back. Um, we'll start off with probably what I thought was an absolutely hysterical moment. They're introducing all of the drivers again, the driver swaps, everything like that, and we're mentioning the rookies. There's just this moment, spoiler alert, where Nikita Mazepin is asked to repeat his name. He's Nikita Mazepin, Haas F1 team, and the interviewer, with the best of intentions, asked him if he could say it again in Russian, obviously expecting it to be something different. Nikita just goes with it and is like, "Oh yeah, Nikita Mazepin, Haas F1, the same thing again," just with his not trying to put on an accent or anything like that to make himself easier to be understood to an English speaker. It absolutely had me belting with laughter, like howling out loud. It was just starting off with a bang, and I loved it. It just gets the right vibe going on. This was combined with like upbeat music and everything like that. It was like a party atmosphere. Gunter, then the Haas team principal, wasn't to be outdone. He had to have his bit of a comedy moment in there as well. He just gave off a sense of sheer joy with his laughter. He's in the middle of a photo shoot, and he's been told, oh, like smile, blah blah blah, because you've got a working car, you've got great drivers, and he just howls with laughter. Just it really showed the expectations that they had going into the 2021 season. They knew that they hadn't developed the car. They knew they were going to be very far behind, and he was making the most of it. He was enjoying it while he could, and wasn't taking it too serious. Keeping on with like the kind of fun vibe. There's the awkward banter is really shown between Charles and Carlos, the Ferrari drivers. It's something I absolutely live for. They always do this. Their banter is just like genuinely really friendly, but it's very awkward. They don't really know what to say to each other. It seems like where it's different personalities and everything like that, but people who get on very well. Um, it's been showcased throughout all of the like Ferrari social media videos throughout the year. And I just have to say, like, go off and watch those videos if you can. They're absolutely brilliant, and you just get a real sense of their relationship, which is something kind of unique. Um, Now, I suppose we better jump on to the big talking points, which is obviously Red Bull versus Mercedes. This episode really goes off on trying to set up the rivalry between them. And it does quite a good job of it, to be fair. It really shows that like people wanted to see Mercedes taken down a peg. Um, we all know that people hate dominance in F1. It's not something that we're big fans of. And Mercedes have had such a long time at the top. I think going into 2021, they were 7-time Constructors Champions and Drivers Champions in a row. It's an insane level of dominance and absolutely fair play to them. But we all know we don't want to see that. We want to see people challenging for the top every single race. That's our ideal circumstance. We want to know that anyone can win the overall championship. Um, so we wanted to see that change, and it kind of got across that everyone on the grid did as well. Obviously, you're going to have some bit of editing and everything like that, but it was interesting to see it because it then gives a sense that everyone's hoping that if Mercedes are taken down, if Red Bull can get Mercedes, well then maybe Ferrari can get Red Bull the next year, and then it could be McLaren. It gives everyone a hope that they themselves can get up there. While if you just see Mercedes winning year in, year out, you're not going to think to yourself, if you're in P7 in the constructors, that you maybe in a few years you're going to be up there. It gave across that vibe. At least I thought. Now, when you see that they want to be taken down a peg, it's going to come across from Christian Horner, but he really doesn't come across well in this episode. To be honest with you, it's very rarely he does come across well, if ever. Now, we all know again with Drive to Survive, it could be out of context editing, but we've seen him in throughout the whole season. He doesn't put himself across well. He doesn't hold any elegance or any composure about himself. He's razor focused on his goal of beating Mercedes, of getting to the top. He obviously wants constructors champions and drivers championships and everything like that. And fair play to him. Like, he knows what he wants, but he doesn't come across with any bit of class. It kind of gives across a sense of hatred and bitterness, which isn't something you want from the top of your team, especially like even just from a PR level. It doesn't come across well. The opposite of that would be Toto Wolff, the Mercedes team principal. I always think Toto just carries himself so well. He's so well spoken. He's elegant. The fact that they all wear the shirts, everything like that, they give across a sense of they have everything together. They're the ones to beat. They are top dogs. Now I know it's the Mercedes PR machine. They really know how to swing it and to get public opinion going, but you kind of have to do that, to be honest with you, in this situation. So I think fair play to them. They came across well. It kind of can be editing as well. We know that throughout the year, Toto let this mask slip of the perfection, and he kind of was really getting into the pettiness off camera or on camera, but off the racetrack with Christian, and it really devolved quite badly between the two. But so far in this, at the start of it, when Mercedes still thought they were absolute top dogs yet to be challenged, he really does come across quite well. The rest of the episode then is quite simple. It just covers the battle between Max and Lewis in the opening race in Bahrain. Overall, to be honest with you, I don't think this is presented too badly. At least like nothing jumps out at me as being overly incorrect. It really gets your pump on for people who don't know how to, like, the outcome of the race. I think like you're kind of trying to figure out, is Max going to win? Is he not? Like, what's going to happen here? And I think that's the people who this series is aimed at anyway. So overall, it does quite well. The only thing that kind of stands out to me is that track limits. The controversy there was not covered, but to be honest with you, I don't think there was any need to be. At the time, it was like pretty clear from the rulings like what was going on. There was no real need to overly explain, I think. So, and then if you had done it in this episode, it really would have like broken the flow of it, and the fact that they're in the battle, and you couldn't be going on for an explanation afterwards about it. So I think there was no need to mention it. There's only one last thing really on this episode then, I think, and it's just that I want to mention that I think Will Buxton is a great commentator for this. He's a great way of breaking things down to a layperson, and his voice is like quite calming and interesting. I think he gets a lot of hate for playing this part. It's from the like true fans, if you get me, or whatever they want to call themselves. But I think his demeanor, it really engages with new fans and it gets them interested in the sport and helps increase the popularity, which is something that's great for the sport and it's something that we need to see more. So honestly, I just want to say well done, Will. Absolutely brilliant. I think that's good. Um, it's good that he's in it. Overall, then, just for the first episode, I think absolutely great opening to season four. They really made sure to put a lot of high energy into it, make it exciting, make it funny, get people's attention drawn instantly, which absolutely fair play to them. I think it's brilliant, you know. Um, Other than that, I don't think there's too much. They did a great season recap. The driver update was perfect. So I think that's pretty much it. I think it was a great first episode. I would recommend it. If you agree or disagree with me, please leave a comment below. And if you want to see more of my analysis, or like not even analysis, just talking through of all the other episodes, please drop a like and subscribe. Like I said before, thank you very, very much, everybody, and please have a great day. See you again.